All right, so the 10 minutes of this, try to get into it. So the victory was we won the ballot question in Camden for November 6th election, but we got to unpack what actually happened. I want to tell the truth and nothing but the truth, the full truth inside this space. So work with me. I talk very fast, but I'm going to get through this because these slides are important. So let me know if you have, and if you don't understand any clarity, I'm here for that. All right, so what really happened on November 6, 2018? I'm going to go back. May 2015, there was a petition drive that happened in Camden. Community members mobilized to get 15% of the votes from general elections to sign a petition to move Camden City School District from a Type 1 to a Type 2 school board. Remember, we were not able to vote at all since about 2007. So we had to do a petition drive to get people to understand why we needed our vote back. It was us versus them. So we ended up, we were in court battles for about 3 years with what we believe judges and lawyers that were connected to the Camden political balls that Julia kind of pointed out earlier. We know that we went to court about 3 or 4 times in tears trying to get this court case heard in front of judges who were not looking at us as if we were opponents of them, but also being fair in practice, right? Okay. Here we are in April, and I'll go back. That was this happened in April of 2015, right? Here we are in April of 2018, 3 years of a fight. April 2018 with the appellate court. Here are 2 lawyers who fought for us in appellate court with 3 judges, and here are some of our Camden fighters at the bottom of this picture here, where we went to appellate court and were able to hear these judges say, why is Camden not allowed to vote for their school board? It makes no sense. Let's figure out how we can make it happen. We still were unhopeful, but we walked away and said, maybe there's hope. So, appellate court judges ruled in our favor by April 28th of that month. We got ruling back saying that the court said that we will now allow the ballot question to be put on the ballot for Camden residents to be able to vote for either a Type 1 or Type 2 school board. Victory. That was the first step of victory. For your information, it took 6 months to get the language for the ballot question to us. From April 2018 to September 2018, we did not know what the question was going to be in the ballot. So we have an election coming up November the 6th. We didn't get the question for the ballot until September 2018. They held the question for a very long time, so we could not create the ground campaign, but there's hope. We all talked about Holtec, right? There was a groundswell that happened around the Holtec situation where Holtec called out Camden residents and said that we were not worthy, we were not this, we were not that, we were the they. We said, okay, here's the they. We said we're going to now have town halls because we wanted to control the narrative. We controlled the narrative. We wanted to organize and strategize around the question on the ballot, systemic racism, education equity, community benefits agreements, and also the local control question. And eminent domain was inside of that also. So the Holtec situation was a good thing for us because it exposed the operation that was happening in Camden with the racism, and also with the people who were playing with each other when it came down to the voting process in Camden. So we held a town hall. Our first one was in September, and we have held one every month up until and just 2 days ago. Mobilization. So we teamed up with NJEA, CEA, and we're able to get some funding to be able to get people on the ground, not paying them, just paying for the actual documentation or flyers and stuff to be put out in the streets. Because in Camden, it's sight and sound. So whatever you see, you believe. Whatever you don't see, you don't believe. So we got out there, and our campaign was Camden Votes No. That was our campaign, funded by NJEA and CEA. I want to shout out Dr. Keith Benson, who's not here, who we do a good tag team on this. He was the one who was out in the streets making a possibility for this to happen. It was so many other organizers and activists that were in Camden that were doing the work also. It will be a long list of people, but I think if you kept up with what happened, we were all speaking about it live on Facebook. Mobilization. Keith Benson, all of us went inside the schools, had people now standing behind the flyers. Now became ownership. Not just you seeing it on the streets, but now people were saying, I vote no. I'm going against this. I'm voting no. Remember, the question of no became yes. Yes was yes. I will continue on with appointed school board. No means no, I no longer want a school board. So we had to play linguistic games with the people in the community, because yes means I want it, right? No means I don't want it. We had to say, no, you want it. It was crazy. It was bananas. It was bananas. A lot of going through that. So here it is. This is where it got really technical. The mayor drew a line in the sand. It wasn't just him, with some political people also, but I won't unpack that right now, but here's with the Millers. Now remember, this is an election. There's people running in all those columns that Sue just talked about. There's people running for election. People running column 1, column 2, column 4, column 5. But the main thing in Camden became this question on the ballot. It was the money. It was the piggy bank. The mayor said, vote yes. So instead of giving the people back their democracy and saying, I'm going to stand away from this, the mayor said, I'm going to say how I feel and tell everybody to vote yes. He started saying graduation rates are up. It's better for us. We're doing much better. These are mailers they're spending money on. $1,000 are put in the mail every day about why you should vote yes. Camden City Council sent a letter out where every member of city council and people who have been past council people and signed a letter telling everybody to vote yes. This is the abuse of power that happens in Camden. This went out to every resident in Camden telling people to vote yes. They wasn't just in English, they did it in Spanish too, to make sure they got everyone involved in what happened, right? So this is where we were standing with. We were against the mayor, we were against the city council people. It was just us on the ground. This is a good old grassroots campaign. An eye for an eye. So here we are with the CEA and NJEA, and every time that they sound a mailer, we sound a mailer. We put a mailer in, they put a mailer out, we put a mailer out. They put a mailer out, we put a mailer out. We played the game. You want to play, you want to play. And we had the money, thank God for the union of saying that this is not right. This is democracy. So we say this, no person is your friend who demands your silence or denies your right to grow. That's Alice Walker, and that's how we felt, and that was our drive. Ballot for the election. Here's a real ballot. There's all those columns that Sue was talking about. It's there. And you have all these people running, but no one was concerned about that. Everybody was concerned about that one question, voting yes or voting no. You see, we highlighted no, right? We hit the streets hard. We choose local control rally and canvassing party. That was November the 3rd. We got everybody to get out on the streets and start canvassing, putting things out, knocking on doors, phone banking, doing whatever we can do to make sure that people understood this was a real battle that we had to get out there on the streets. Get out the vote. Here's our cheat sheet card. We gave everybody at the polling sites. They were measuring where we were standing. They brought out every person in New Jersey. Get back from the door. You're too close to the door. They treated us like we were thieves over a ballot question. They were treating us like we were criminals over a ballot question. We gave everybody that walked in that door. We had exit polls, and we everybody that came into the voting booths and voting sites this card and made it very clear. Here's the question, and here's how you vote. Vote no. We were told that this was the highest turnout of people who wanted to vote in Camden since President Obama, 2012 and 2008. Yup. At 8 o'clock that night when polls closed by 8:18, this is the results we received. The yes question had received 721 votes at that time, and no had received 1,000, and that was just 49, about half percentage of the votes. By that night, the yes question received 2,000 votes, and the no question received 4,000 votes, and we won. We won. It was a win. It was the first win we had in Camden City, and we beat the machine down. They did not know what to do. They did not know. They did not expect us, the little people of Camden, to come together. We were not paid. All of us stood out there in a cold rain on November the 6th, getting wet and soggy and sick, and we said we're going to fight it to the end, because we'll be darned if we're going to let our ancestors who fought for our right to vote take away our right today in Camden City, right? So what happened was, thank you, what happened was, we fought hard and we fought long. We didn't know. And I'm going to be honest. Oh, yeah, little faith. I'd seen so many things that hurt in Camden. I didn't believe it was going to happen because there's so much political fraud and voting fraud in Camden. We didn't know what was going to happen. No, machines are corrupted. We knew it. But when that result came in, the people came out. The people spoke. They were on Facebook taking pictures saying, I voted no. It was a no campaign that went through Camden that changed the city, right? And it was real. So, celebrating a small yet large victory. This was the highest turnout, and the people won. And this was articles that started coming out in the paper. We won. And then why do we need a school board election? We're holding town halls now and telling people step 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5 of why we need the school board elections. And we're also going through what can you do to support. So in our Q&A, I can go over that part with you. But I just want to let you know that in this process, and I'm being very honest, it was a lot of people who were very supportive to seeing Camden win, but no one thought us as the underdogs, the people, the residents, could pull it off. And I want to let you know in this space right here, victories happen because people have to be invested in it. Every mother, every child, every teenager that was able to vote, every grandparent, every person that drove a person to the poll was invested in his vote. They said, how dare you, mayor, how dare you, people who are in political power, use your power to tell us not to vote for what we believe in. And that's how the people felt that they were invested in their own interests in Camden City. That's how we win. So yes, we may have 77,000, we may teeter-totter between 77,000, 75,000 residents of Camden. Yes, that was a low turnout, but the people still came out. We had the worst things against us. We had no money. We had a large political machine that was against us. We had people who were in power who was pushing against us. And it was the rainiest, coldest day in November. And we still were able to build the people up enough to come out until 8 o'clock at night. There were lines around the polling sites still voting because people believed in that. So that's how we won our victory for the no vote in Camden.